Can an amusement park be used for world domination? Hey, Disney's done it, and motion sickness is going to be the least of your worries on this ship ride. This and more with games you should check out. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Games You Should Check Out. This is episode 4. I'm your host Xander Skullion, and this is where I talk about some games that you guys should be playing. And then towards the end we had this segment called 1 Minute Crunch where we have viewers like you submit their own recommendations. So without further ado, here we go. Valkyrie is a unique third-person shooter. The gameplay is very different from most third-person shooters due to the unique dual analog control scheme. Now, I will admit, when you first play this game, that control scheme is going to be kind of tedious and a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get the hang of it, you'll be blasting in no time. Players travel to various worlds, investigating the disappearance of several colonies, with only giant mutated insects creatures left behind. These insects compose the bulk of the enemies you face along the way. With 10 levels, the story unfolds text between levels or occasional in-game cutscenes. The game has two different forms of difficulty by the choice of the two characters you can play as, Kelly or Sabarota. Kelly's primary weapon is fast but weaker, but overall faster and more movable. Sabarota is slower and has limited movability in the air and carries a stronger primary weapon called the Matchlock Cannon. It was first developed for the Sega Dreamcast and really has that charm of that console, just proving that the OG Xbox for many, like myself, was almost like the Dreamcast 2 when it first came out. For Sega fans and shooter connoisseurs, you won't be disappointed with the cyberpunk sci-fi joyride. Cold Fear is a third-person survival horror game by Ubisoft, and a PS2 title, in my opinion, is very underrated. Taking place on a Navy ship as opposed to a mansion, Cold Fear does have that Resident Evil feel, but with a more action movie vibe. The main enemies in this game are Russian mercenaries and various types of zombie-like creatures known as exos, a parasitic organism. Most enemies can be knocked down with 2 or 3 shots, but unless the brain is completely destroyed, they will not die and will eventually attack the player again. The player can destroy the brain by either shooting the enemy in the head, or knocking them down and stomping on their head. If the enemy gets too close, the player can perform a critical hit by pressing a combination of buttons. All exos carry at least one exocell with them, and when the exo is killed, the exocell may emerge and attack the player, or if there's any other dead bodies in the area, they can infect and reanimate that body. Exocells are fast but very weak and can be killed with one gunshot. The creepy atmosphere is a welcome for survival horror games. From the unsettling rocking of the ship to the frightful, threatening storm looming, paints a great foreshadow of this game, keeping you on the edge of your seat. Sonic Colors is a game proving Sonic games can still be a lot of fun. In Sonic Colors, Sonic is trying to save an alien race from Dr. Eggman, who's trying to use their powers for world domination in the form of a theme park. Similar to Sonic Unleashed, the Wii version is a mixture of 3D to 2D gameplay. With the option to use the Wii controller or the GameCube controller, players have many choices to enjoy this game. You gain various power-ups throughout the levels with the help of the aliens, aka Wisp, that you save throughout the game. Personally, if you only hear about the bad Sonic games like Sonic 06 or Sonic Boom but yearn for something better, I highly recommend Sonic Colors, either this version on the Nintendo Wii or a more Sonic Rush style of Sonic Colors on the DS. And now is that time for 1 Minute Crunch.
What up guys, this is the Power Up Mushroom. I'm coming to you with a video for 1 Minute Crunch, and this is Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. In this game, you'll be exploring the life of Soldier First Class Zack. Not only that, but you'll be exploring more of the lives of like everybody from Final Fantasy VII, like Tifa, Sephiroth, and probably some other unknown characters you haven't been introduced yet from Final Fantasy VII. And the story is really thought out. You'll see the rise of Sephiroth, the downfall of him, and you'll see more of the origins of like the Buster Sword and the forgotten past of most of those characters. Not only that, but the combat's well thought out, more like Kingdom Hearts. You'll be exploring a lot of landscapes like desert, plains, more forests, mansions, and a bunch of other places that are really awesome. You'll fight awesome bosses and probably listening to one of the best soundtracks ever released in gaming history. The climax to the story is really epic and awesome, and I think a lot of you guys will enjoy it, especially if you're a Final Fantasy VII fan. So definitely check this game out, give it a chance, it's really awesome. Thank you guys for watching. This is the Power of Mushroom.
I want to thank Power Mushroom for submitting his 1 minute crunch, and if you guys have a game you want to recommend, be sure to email us at xsgamingpodcast@gmail.com. I'll also have a link to his channel below the description right beside that email address, and I have to admit, and agree with him, that Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core is a fantastic game. It's one of the games, that and Castlevania Dracula X, that made me go out and get that PSP. That in my opinion is a very underrated handheld. Anyway guys, this concludes another episode of Games You Should Check Out, and if you guys want to keep supporting the channel, the best way to do that is to hit that bell. It's that little icon right beside the subscription button on the main page, and this gives you notifications of whenever I'm putting out new content, whether it's a new episode of this series, or it's my audio podcast, or a let's play, or a review, an unboxing, maybe I'm just eating candy. It doesn't matter. YouTube's kind of broken in the sense that you can subscribe to a channel, but unless you hit that bell, you won't be getting any notifications or updates if this channel is even still active. And unfortunately, that's the way it is. And I do want to thank you guys for all the support. Because of the 1 minute crunches, this series has become a weekly series, something I never thought I would be doing on this channel. It's always been just ideas I came up with and got in front of the camera, but you guys have really helped me out, and I cannot thank you guys enough. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.
Can't get enough of XS Gaming Podcast? Be sure to check out our audio podcast on podomatic.com. You can also subscribe to us on iTunes. And if you have a YouTube channel or podcast you'd like to share, be sure to check us out on Facebook on our group page and join the community. As always, guys, thank you so much for all the support, and happy gaming.